class. My name is Luis Montserrat, and today I'm gonna present my project for this class, which is my movie manager project for the requirement definitions for this module. So I do want to talk about more in depth of what this project is. So in my the whole the whole point of my project is focused on movie. So in this case, um, the main project is to manage data such as titles, the director, the release year, the duration, the genre, and the rating. So as you may see, we have the attributes such as the title, which is the string, director, which is another string, the release year, which is an integer, duration, which I'm using doubles in minutes in this case, the genre, which is another string, and last thing is the rating, a double. So we are having six attributes. Um, the functional requirements. This system will allow the user to perform a CRUD operation, which is update. In the update option is to modify details of an existing movie. Also, we have create, which is adding a new movie title. In this case, like if you want to import another movie title that you want, you can on this program. We have the read, which displays all the sorted movies that we have saved on the database. Delete, which is removing an existing movie on the database if you want. Calculate and display the average duration of all movies together. And custom action, which is, adding, delete, whichever you prefer. Um, so that's basically the functional requirements for this project. The non-functional requirements. So in this slide, although this project is a local application, I designed it with scalability in mind. So it could be used by 1,000 or even millions of people if they want it. And it is really portable. We can use it throughout Linux, Windows, Mac, as many others. And this system include an input validation and safe data handling. So as you may list it, as I may list the person, we have um, that again we manage with 1,000 people, and it's a platform independent. Again, we are securing the data and validation. We make sure that it's efficient and that it's really responsive, efficient, responsively, we're saying, and it maintain a really clear structure on how the user interface is, and it's really reliable. Again, I'm trying to avoid any crashes with input validation and exception handling. The data storage and the way the data is stored, it will involve with phases. So phase number one, we have a console-based input-output data sorted in memory. Phase number two, which is creating a file or for persistent storage. Phase number three, the GUI to interact with data visually, which is tables and forms. And phase number four, which is the database, which I will include a SQL, MySQL in this case, database that it will automatically update as many times as it is required. The data entry and output will evolve from simple text input output to structured database queries. The UI design, the graphical interface will include buttons for the main actions such as add, update, view movies, average duration. Of course, I will include a text field for input, which is the title, director, year, duration, genre, and rating. The table list will display all the movies as I mentioned, and the status bar for success error message, which is whenever you are personalizing the table, and as long as you follow the requirement steps, it's gonna show a successful message, otherwise an error if you don't follow it correctly. The user stories, some user stories that define on how the system will are. So basically, as a user, I want to add new movies so that I can expand my collection. As a user, I want to delete movies so that I can remove incorrect and also unwanted movies. I want to update my movie details so that my data remains accurate. And I want to calculate the average duration so that I know how long my movies are typically. This is an example of how the program will run. So we have the user, we have adding the movie, deleting the movie, update the movie, and calculation average. And here's the user case. So again, adding the movie, which is user system movie object, and the delete option, which is user selects ID title, and the system will remove the actual movie. Update, which is user edits the fields and the system will automatically update. And here is the average duration. So the user requests, in this case, or asking how what's the average of the movies that he has that he lasts. And of course, we have the insert, which is creating. As long as you follow, the movie will successfully be added to it. And again, this is the diagrams in detail. Again, this is the user adding the movie, which is the action, and delete the movie, update the movie, and calculate duration. So, in conclusion, this requirements definition provides the foundation of, in this case, my movie manager project. It basically specifies the data model, how this is functional in some ways and how this is non-functional, or what are the functional requirements and the non-functional requirements per se, and how the data is stored properly, how the U design or how's the U design is gonna look like, as well as how the user is expecting for this movie manager project will run. And again, this ensures that the system can be built accordingly to what the stakeholder wants and how we can implement it and how this automatically can automate and being updated as the user's demands. This is my project throughout this semester. I hope that you guys like it, and I'm very, very excited to see what are the next steps towards this project. Have a good day and see you on the next time.